Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach Michael. If it is your first time here, I'm a self-mastery coach, and I have recently begun channeling a spiritual collective from the 8th dimension. And today I'm going to share with you some of their wisdom. So I'm going to go ahead and tune in and let's see what Atrioun has to share with us today. Welcome to this transmission. We are here with you now, and we are greatly appreciative of this moment that we have with you to share with you the wisdom of Atrioun. The transmission we would like to focus on today is concerning the topic of joy. Joy is the transmission that we feel is important for the collective to hear in this moment, as joy has been something that has been difficult for humanity to connect with. Joy is, in fact, the birthright of humanity. Joy is the essence of your true self. There is considered to be not many frequencies higher than the frequency or consciousness of joy. Joy, from the spiritual perspective, is an energy that is something to be experienced completely, totally, and fully at all times as a way of being. For joy to be experienced on the earth plane, it must be chosen as a way of being. Because joy is something that is your natural birthright, is your natural essence, this is something that is seen to be effortless for humanity to express. However, joy has been something that has felt lost for humanity in many ways. Joy is something that is natural and effortless for humanity to express through their auric field, so long as humanity completely and totally lets go. Lets go in such a way that they forget or find it no longer important to focus on the emotions that seem to steal or take away the awareness of the joy that is always there in the background. Joy is something that is always there. It is present at all times. It is not something that needs to be acquired or seen as something that does not exist in certain places. Joy is something that is always there. It is all pervasive. It never goes away. It's the essence of existence. There are other elements of existence, such as love, which we have spoken about in another transmission. However, joy is another frequency that exists at all times. It is eternal. And it simply requires your interest in tapping into it, in becoming aware of it, in order for it to be experienced by you in all moments. We see joy as the essence of your vibrational signature. However, this vibrational signature is not something that typically resonates at the frequency of joy while you are temporarily embodied on the earth plane. And the reason for this is because most often the human mind finds itself preoccupied with focusing on other emotional frequencies. These are the lower human or egoic emotions, as you commonly refer to them. Joy is something that is seen to be chosen more consistently because it's something that you choose to value. Joy must be valued in a new way. It must be recognized or seen as something that is to be practiced. Just in the same way as you practice loving yourself, joy is something to be practiced. It must be chosen more often and more consistently than you unconsciously choose the lower emotions. And so it requires the mind to then become aware of the moments in which you are choosing unconsciously the lower emotions. Ask yourself, how often do you unconsciously focus upon something that seems to take away your awareness of joy? Notice we said awareness of joy. Joy is always there. It's always there for you to become aware of. The question is, what are you giving your awareness to? This is a matter of becoming aware of what your awareness is given to. What are you giving your awareness to on a daily, moment-to-moment basis? As you practice using your awareness to place it upon where your mind is, where your body is on a moment-to-moment basis. Now, this isn't something that you have to focus on in every single moment. However, it will become something that you do focus on in every single moment. But at the beginning, what we encourage you to do is simply notice those specific moments when you have lost the connection with joy. Those specific moments that you may call an emotional trigger. The moments when you feel that your joy has obviously been lost, and you are obviously in a very negative, heavy, dense emotion. Notice those moments at the beginning when you fall into that old familiar programming, that old familiar emotional program that tends to be natural or consistent, common for you. It may seem natural, and it may feel as though it's your natural way when you're always there or there often enough. However, it only feels that way because you're there often enough. And so this has become a state in which you've practiced so consistently that you seem to have forgotten that your natural state is, in fact, joy. And so we encourage you to notice those moments. Notice those times when you feel most lost, most confused, most disheartened. And become aware of these triggered states of unconsciousness and bring the light of your awareness to them in such a way that you allow yourself to realize this is a choice point. This is a moment in your day, in your life, in your reality, in which you're given the choice, the opportunity, rather, to make a new choice. You will hear us discussing the value of choice making repeatedly throughout these transmissions, as it is the way for you to change your baseline, your common vibrational signature that you most consistently vibrate at. As you notice these different moments when you are in the unconscious repression, the unconscious negativity, it is therefore your best opportunity to pause, relax, and release the temptation to stay in that negative human emotion. It's simply a temptation. It's simply something that you've become so accustomed to, so used to, that it feels so natural and automatic for you to stay there. And so in order to break this habit, as it is, to stay locked in one of these lower vibrational frequencies, it's required of you to notice first when you're there, to pause when you notice it. Give yourself the moment. Give yourself the opportunity, the chance to switch directions. Go down a different vibrational direction by first noticing. When you're in that familiar negative emotional state, pause. Watch the familiar negative emotional state. Notice the sensations within your system, within your body. Notice how your body is communicating to you this lower state of being. As you notice it, you will realize that this is not who you are, but rather this is what you're choosing unconsciously to experience. As you move yourself through this awakening process, because that's what it is a process of waking yourself up. You are waking yourself up to the realization that you have become locked or triggered into a lower vibrational state, one that is very normal for you, very consistently experienced or chosen unconsciously by you. And when you notice this, you have that moment in time to let go of being identified with it. You see, when you notice it, what you're doing is you're becoming conscious. You're bringing your conscious awareness into the unconscious emotion, And you're choosing to detach from identifying as it. You're choosing to watch it. You're choosing to notice how it expresses through your physical vessel, how it sounds in your mind in the form of self-talk. You're choosing to notice the quality of the sensations of this emotion. And by virtue of this observance, this watching that you're doing to yourself, you are literally in this moment detaching from it. You're letting go of identifying as it and with it, and you're beginning to watch it. Because you're beginning to watch it in this way, that must mean that you are not the identity. You are not the emotion. You are the consciousness or the spirit, the beingness behind or beyond the emotion. You are the awareness observing the sensation. You are the awareness observing the depression, the anger, the pride, the envy, the shame, the guilt, and so on. And so because of this awareness that you will have, this realization that you will come to through observing this identity, this lower identity, you then have the ability to use the power of your choice. You have the ability to choose to simply let go of valuing that lower emotion. Simply choose to value something new. When you let go of valuing that lower emotion, what you're essentially doing on a spiritual level is choosing to value truth, choosing to value peace instead of suffering, instead of pain, instead of mental anguish, instead of hopelessness. You are choosing to simply change where you place your attention, change where you give your value. And once you change the trajectory, the track of where you are placing your energy, you are giving yourself the opportunity to place your energy in a new direction. And that's all you have to do in order to change your state and allow yourself to become aware of the joy that is present all around you and within you at all times. We trust that you received what you needed to in this moment through this teaching on the true power, the true reality of joy, and how to bring yourself back into your awareness of it. It is your birthright. It is your destiny. It is the real and only true state of your consciousness. As these other vibrational frequencies, these lower emotional states of being that you find yourself experiencing all too often, are not in fact your true essence. They are not the real you. This is why those lower emotions feel the way they feel. They feel negative, they feel heavy, they feel tense, they feel terrible because it's not a reflection of your true essence. Your true essence is joy, and why that is so is because when you connect with it, it feels good. And the goodness of the feeling of joy is your indicator. It is your indication that it is your true essence. So this is merely a question of what do you choose to experience? Your true essence, joy, or the illusion of what your mind is trying to trick you into thinking you are? Do you choose to give more value to the illusion given to you by your mind, or do you choose to give more value to your true essence of joy given to you by spirit, given to you by source? What do you choose? This is the question that we will leave you with today, and we will encourage you to remind yourself of this question. What do I choose in the moments where you have temporarily forgotten your true way of being? We thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today and share the wisdom of Atrioun, and look forward to our next opportunity. We wish you a good day. Thank you for joining us today on this transmission. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.